Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? It's my pleasure to announce Pandora's Box 2. It's coming right now, the much anticipated follow-up to Pandora's Box 1. If you don't remember, in Legacy, we had a whole bunch of different tournament formats, and Pandora's Box was one of my favorite. We had a whole bunch of different competitive maps that players hadn't really played on before, with a whole bunch of new ideas, pushing different gods to be powerful on different situations, and a whole lot of chaos and wild strategies coming to the forefront. Top player Nullus was the winner of that Pandora's Box 1. We'll see if he's going to come back and play for Pandora's Box 2 or not. We've already handed out a bunch of invites, but big news is signups are now open for the qualifiers. We have 8 qualifying spots for Pandora's Box 2, and the signups will finish on February 20th. So make sure you get in and put your hand up. It's open to everyone. So if you are a 1,000 rated player, if you are a 2,000 rated player and you wish to participate, you can jump in, put your hat in the ring, give it a go. It is well worth it. It's super fun to be in that sort of a situation, and it's a really different way to experience competitive Age of Mythology. The qualifier on February 21st, that's our big one. And then on the February 22nd, we actually have technically the main event round 1. And then from the February 28th, we've got the main event kicking off. It's a double elimination format, which culminates in the grand finals on March 29th, which, due to popular demand, we'll have a bracket reset, which basically just means if the player who hasn't dropped a series for the entirety of the tournament does end up dropping it, there will be a reset for a best of 5 for that grand final. So there's a lot of games coming, but what makes Pandora's Box so special, and we've already talked about it a little bit, but it's the alternate maps, the maps we haven't seen Age of Mythology being played on in a competitive setting with. What are these maps? Well, let's go through them. We've got Budapest. This map is a kind of Midgard, Anatolia hybrid, a Mirage hybrid, all of the kind of things squished into one. We've got backfish, we've got side fish, and it's not connected. So there's going to be a little bit of safe food, a little bit of food to contest, and then the map's got gold mines kind of scattered all over the place. It's a very, very cool map. Then we move into Socotra. You guys might know this one if you're following the Age of Empires 2 scene. This map is tiny. Instead of having 2 extra settlements a player, there's only 1 extra settlement. We are surrounded by water, but tiny little island where you have to fight, and it's very hyper aggressive. I've had some amazing games already on it. I'm really excited to see what these top players are going to come up with. Then we got Frozen Continent. This is a really spicy map where the outsides, you can't really build on it except for the fish. There are a whole bunch of little ponds with 2 lots of fish in them, which does mean you can go for a fish boom, or you can go for an aggressive play, or you can go for a town center, because it's only 2 fish in a pond. That's expensive. You have to build a dock, you have to build 2 fish, expensive. I'm very excited to see how players are going to strategize on that one, what they're going to come up with. Those are the water maps. Then we got the land maps. You got Atacama. This is a kind of Key hybrid. I think this map was out before Key came out. I think it's a bit of an old one, but it's got that whole idea of the wood in the center being the most primary of importance, and you can actually get wood staves going, which does create some very interesting game states. The food situation is much better than Key. The gold situation is much more interesting. The map's a little bigger than Key, so it's very, very different in those sort of ways as well. Then we've got a classic. We've got Dry Arabia. From what I've been playing on this one, if you don't know Dry Arabia, Age of Empires 2, come on. But this map is our classic map. This is our standard one. This is the one I expect to see a lot. Players probably not going to ban this one out too much, but it is a very defensive map. So you've got a lot going on there. It's going to be pretty exciting to see some long strategic games getting played out, lots of map control, importance, and things like that. Then we move over to the next one, a classic from Legacy, which is Frozen Wastes. I've missed this map. It's really fun. You've got the outside of the map is all ice. You can't build on it, which makes defending raids a little bit more tricky. And the middle of the map has got all the food in it, so you do have to move out and grab that. It can be fun. Gorge, an Age of Empires 4 map. This one is spicy because it's gigantic. It's a really, really large map, something that we don't see in Age of Mythology all too often, which does mean that, you know, the speeder units are going to be very, very important here, but so too is things like walls, making sure you get your buildings set up in a good way. Playing for that sort of death ball is going to be a little bit less effective here. If you remember like games like the Mister versus ex-Norse player from like Red Bull, right? He would go for this death ball of Egyptian units with the slow Wadgets. Probably not going to be the most powerful of strategies here. Going to need to be able to move around the map and pick your fights very, very well. Then we've got Haywire. This is probably the most crazy of the maps in this set. Both players spawn very close to each other. Behind the base, there is a forest locking you in, but it is open in the middles. And behind that forest, there's gold, there's town centers, there's food. So things like early forest fire yourself to open up the backside to get safe resources for the Norse might be a very, very valid and viable strategy to try out. I'm very excited to see what players are going to do there. Then we've got Hideout. This is another super interesting one. Both players spawn close together, but there's a gigantic forest separating them, and then they have to play around the outside. You can forest fire through it, and you can also do like shifting sands plays. You can do underworld plays. There's a lot of kind of excitement with that one there. Then we got King of the Hill. This is another one that I think comes from Age of Empires 4. Basically, if you remember Gold Rush, where all the gold is in the center, it's basically that, but you have extra gold elsewhere on the map. The middle does matter a lot. There's a big fat hill and there's gold all scattered into the middle. The map is quite large as well, so there's a lot of room for maneuvering around the outside and making things happen there. Very, very interesting to see how that one's going to go. And then we've got Prairie, which is another kind of standard-esque map. The cool thing about this one is generally when Age of Mythology, well, of all of the Age of Mythology maps, you generally get a large spawn of trees. On this map, they're all tiny. They're all like only a handful of trees on each location. So this does mean that you're going to have to move around and put more wood down, or you might want to not play into wood-based strategies. It's going to be a little bit harder to wall up your base and play defense, so greedy openings is going to be a little bit more punishable. So anyways, that's the tournament coming up. Make sure you have it in your diary. February 21st for the first qualifier. Main event on the 28th. Grand final on the 29th. Tune in. We're going to be on Twitch. We're going to be on YouTube at Boit TV, or I am Boit. And yeah, that's what we've got coming up for March here, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you in the games.